which term of the series 22, 19, 16 and so on is negative 80? Can any term of the series be negative 1? Right. So they've given us a arithmetic progression, right? So 22, 19, 16 and so on is an arithmetic progression, and they ask us which term of the series is negative 80. Right? So let's just see the parameters of the given progression. So as I know, the first term, which is denoted by A, is equal to 22. The common difference denoted by D will be 19 minus 22, which is minus 3, or 16 minus 19, which is negative 3, right? And remember, whenever the question is which term of the series, what they basically want to do is ask, what you basically need to find is the value of n for the term negative 80, right? So let the nth term be negative 80. So I can say I can take Tn, right? The nth term to be negative 80, because they've asked us which term, so they're asking us the position of the term negative 80. So we'll have to find the value of n, and for that we will use the formula for the general term, which is Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into n minus 1 into d. Right? This is the formula that we're going to use, where we'll substitute the values that we know. So Tn can be substituted as negative 80, a can be substituted as 22, plus n is the value that we want to find here. So I know the position of the term negative 80. So n minus 1 into d I know is negative 3. Right. So let's solve this equation and find the value of n real quick. Take the 22 from one side to the other. So minus 80 minus 22 will make it minus 102, which is equal to n minus 1 n minus 1 into minus 3. Right. Now minus 3 is multiplication, taken to the other side is division. Minus 102 upon minus 3 is 34, which is equal to n minus 1. Right. Now if I rearrange this term, I get the value for n. Therefore n is equal to 35. So the 35th term of the series, yeah, is negative 80. Okay. Now the second part of the question asks us that can any term of the series be negative 1? Right. Now how do I check if if it's possible for any term to be negative 1 or not? The way to do that is to find the value of n again. So you find the position of the term negative 1. Right. So let's try to do that. Right. So suppose if I take I can say let again, Tm, the mth term, be equal to negative 1. So let's find the value of m, and let's find the position rather of m. So I can say therefore a plus m minus 1 into d, right? That's the formula. Now instead of n I have m, so a plus m minus 1 into d, m minus 1 into d should be equal to negative 1, right? Now if you guys remember, a is equal to 22, d is equal to negative 3. Right? So a, which is 22 plus m, that is the value you want to find. You want to find the position of the term minus 1, right? M minus 1 into d, which we know is negative 3, is equal to negative 1, right? So let's solve this equation and find the value of m now. Okay, so I can say let's take the 22 from the left hand side to the right hand side. So plus 22 here becomes minus 22 there. So I can say m minus 1, I can say finally m minus 1 into minus 3 is equal to minus 23, right? Now minus 3 multiplication here becomes division on the other side. So m minus 1 will be equal to minus 23 upon 3, which is 23 upon 3, right? And which I can simplify into a mixed fraction as 7 2 upon 3, correct? And to this, now suppose if I add now the minus 1 here to the other side becomes plus 1, so therefore I get the value of m as 8 2 upon 3, right? Minus 1 becomes plus 1 there, and this will become 8 2 upon 3. Okay, now if you notice, the value of m here is 8 2 upon 3. That means the position of the term minus 1 is 8 2 upon 3. So the 8 2 upon third term is minus 1. That statement doesn't really make any sense. Right? Now remember, m or n that we consider in general is the position of the term, and the position of the term can never be a fraction. It has to be a natural number. Right? Now m must be a natural number, but m must be a natural number, right? I can never say there are 8 2 upon 3 terms in a progression. There's always a natural number of terms in a progression, and so since I'm getting the value of m as a fraction or a non-natural number, that means that negative 1 is not a term in the series, not a term in the arithmetic progression, right? So that is the two parts that we answered. The first question was which term of the series is negative 80. The answer to that is here, negative 80. If I write it down here, minus 80 is the, what did you get? 35th term, n is equal to 35, right? So minus 80 is the 35th term of the series. That's the answer to the first part. And the second part was asking, is minus 1 a term of the series? And the answer to that is minus 1 is not a term in the series, right? Because we got the value of its position to be in a fraction, which should always be a natural number, remember? And so this is our final answer.